Good morning. It is December 28th, 2021. It's a quick update for HKV Bunker Project, my entrepreneurial efforts I've been sharing on here. So today I wanted to talk about my little bit of a struggle, I guess. So you can see behind me, I have this 3-monitor display in my sort of office here. I got this nice wraparound desk. The idea here was that it's going to put you on a tripod here, and this would be kind of sitting out here, and I'd be able to present using these 3 monitors behind me. As you can see, still have my laptop. So one of the challenges with entrepreneurship is having a plan and then having to adjust to it. So I had a plan that I was going to get a really nice video editing computer, and that was going to run this 3-monitor display behind me. But unfortunately, a certain shipping company destroyed the package en route. So my computer is sitting in a UPS store waiting to be processed for insurance claim. So that could take anywhere from, 6 to 8 weeks is what I've been told, unfortunately. So I'm still stuck with this little laptop that can only power one of the monitors behind me. So they're just kind of there for now. So I'm still stuck with the whiteboard. So if you see on the whiteboard, the last thing we're on, I've been talking about the 5 W's of the Bunker Project. So why should you watch or subscribe to this vlog? Just for this reason, that you get to see a new entrepreneur, someone in the beginning, starting out. And hopefully, as this progresses, it won't be just me starting out. It will be me sharing some successes along the journey, and you'll get to see some growth and progress. A little bit has happened so far. I'll need to go back on the whiteboard. I was hoping to use the computer because my handwriting isn't all that great, but might need to go back to the drawing board, literally, and kind of talk about how I got started in entrepreneurship, that kind of thing. So I've only been started in this since February. I formed my first LLC in February and went to my first business training in June, end of June. So other than that, I don't have a lot of business training, other than the multifamily syndication training group that I've been working with. And luckily those people do have a lot of experience, thousands of properties under their management and ownership, and they process them all the way through to sale and things like that, where I want to be and where I'm trying to get to be. So I'm still pretty low with 4-plex and a house in the real estate realm. I have 3 cars that I use for Turo, and I do Airbnb out of my spare bedroom here in my condo. So that's sort of my side hustle stuff that I'm using to get into multifamily syndication or scale up in the real estate realm. So I'll share those little adventures. I've been sharing about the business credit. So this desk, another part of business credit, building business credit. This chair I'm sitting in is from a company called Uline. Another idea of building business credit. So like I said, you need 4 accounts. The other day, you need 4 accounts to get started with to establish a Paydex score. So these items were needed anyway for my business. So tried to buy them through companies that will finance using called a net 30 account to get going. So that's kind of the first step: build up business credit, establish the LLC, got a bookkeeping service, got a CPA, got an SEC attorney, a real estate attorney, a property management company, and some other business partners to help with acquisitions, capital raising. That's sort of all the nuts and bolts that have been going on behind the scenes. With little snags along the way, like being stuck on this little laptop that I bought myself when I graduated with my bachelor's degree. I think that was in 2014. So I've had that laptop for quite a while. So small challenges, but getting through. So that's about it for today. I just wanted to kind of get on and do an update early in the week and then try to do one later in the week. So for this week, my goal is to narrow down our syndication structure with the SEC attorney. So I've been going back and forth on that. He wasn't too clear on why I wanted to have 3 LLCs instead of 2 for our syndication. And I'll go through that later about what syndication is and how I structure it and all of those kind of things. But that'll be in a later video. So for now, I'm going to try to get a hold of that SEC attorney, or not get a hold of them, but send them some more back and forth on our structure and get that established with them. And then I also have a list that was shared in our group, our multifamily group, some multifamily apartment owners. So I'm gonna start contacting some owners, doing some cold calling, see if we can set up maybe some coffee meetings, a lunch, or just even ask if they would be interested in hearing an offer. That way it can get into the market directly to seller, and maybe take that to a broker, and that will help us establish a broker relationship to show that we're serious, that we're bringing you a deal instead of coming to you and asking you for to hand us a deal. And yeah, just trying to be serious, trying to be show some initiative, that kind of thing. So I'll get on cold calling later today, throughout this week, get the SEC structure more set in stone, working with their webmaster to build out our website a little better. We started out just sort of with all these ideas that we would put Turo, build that out to a car rental agency was one possible entrepreneurial idea. That's since not gone very far because Turo takes a bit too much of the profit. Kind of like Airbnb or any sort of a, if you're using any kind of sharing app that, Uber, Lyft, that you really kind of become one of their employees, and most of the profit is going to them, not you. So it's not you're not going to be able to scale very high and get very far. You'd have to have, a couple thousand cars, maybe, if you wanted to be a millionaire, a Turo millionaire. Not very feasible. For me anyway. Just not the realm I'm trying to go. Trying to go real estate. Trying to go passive. Picking up and dropping off 1,000 cars, managing that many employees, do all that, all the maintenance involved, all of the car washing involved. Not for me. If I had a manager, so I have 2 other guys who do a co-host with, so we do a profit split. I buy the cars, I manage the app. I get 60% of the profit. I give them 40% of the profit for just picking up the car, dropping it off, washing it beforehand, and then if there's maintenance, just coordinating it with the maintenance person. And that's about it for their end. They don't have to put any money, they don't have to take any risk. So kind of works out pretty well that way. And then freeing up my time gives me the ability to then go focus on the real estate and that kind of thing. And I also have another little side hustle I've started with luxury watches. So there's a whole gray market trade with watches like this. This is a fully mechanical watch, Tag Heuer. So this is kind of an entry-level watch. These things can go up, to the Richard Milles, the Audemars Piguets, quite expensive watches. Can be $1 million or more. There was recently a Rolex that had a Tiffany back, like a partnership between Tiffany and Rolex. Anyway, it had a Tiffany colored, what do you call this? The back part. Anyway, this is the part that's white. That was Tiffany blue. And so that one went for over $6 million on auction. So there's money to be made there with the watches. And so my goal is to make $10,000 a month just with watches, just trading watches. Trying to only do about 3 or 4 watches a month. So I'll kind of continue sharing that as it grows. So right now I'm just kind of learning the markets, learning the brands, learning how all of that works, how to get allocations from dealers and that kind of stuff. So I am part of a group that does watches though. So if you're interested, looking for a watch that you can't find, let me know and I can help broker one for you. So coming up on 10 minutes, that's about it. I want to keep it pretty short. Have a great week. I will check in on Friday or Saturday, something at the end of the week, and talk about whether I've been able to accomplish any of the goals I talked about for this week. So getting a hold of the SEC attorney, maybe working on the website a little bit. I am also working on a dissertation, so I'm working on putting together my outline to start working with my mentor on my dissertation. So I'm working on my PhD in sociology, so hopefully I'll finish that by the end of fall next year. Pretty well on track to do that. All done with the classes and all everything. And what else? Also working a double homicide case, so I get consulted every once in a while thanks to my master's degree in criminology. And my background is a combat veteran, went to Iraq a couple times. Get consulted every once in a while to work on criminal cases that involve military veterans. And these are criminal cases that are usually quite severe, so they aren't eligible for the veteran treatment courts that I did my master's degree on. So those usually are kind of lower level issues that, they'll let you kind of go through diversion for. But capital murder, not going to happen. So those ones require a lot of mitigation specialists and experts and that kind of stuff to evaluate. So I've been consulted on one of those, been working on that really hard. So that's kind of why I haven't been on here sharing all that much, been just kind of nose in the books. So that's what all this stuff behind me is, going through old recruit knowledges and just everything about military culture, military total institution. So anyway, let's end it here. Have a great week. Goodbye.